Here is everything you need to know about the new Civic Type R. When the last generation Type R was released in 2017, it provided an extremely fun alternative to the Focus RS and Golf R. Front-wheel drive, incredible amounts of grip, a manual transmission, and over 300 horsepower. Pretty awesome stuff for 35 grand. While the last gen Type R was great to drive, it did feel a bit boy racery. The hatchback styling with a massive rear wing and enormous hood scoop looks cool for car enthusiasts, but to the average onlooker, it's a bit, childish. Well, Honda has completely fixed that problem with the all-new 6th generation Civic Type R, and it honestly looks incredible. It's more mature and elegant while still maintaining a nice degree of racing heritage, and I absolutely love it. The front end feels almost a bit German-inspired and lacks superfluous fake vents and scoops. At the heart of the Civic Type R lies a 2-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder from the old car. While we don't have any power numbers yet, Honda claims it will be the most powerful Type R ever made, meaning more than 306 horsepower and more than 295 pound-feet of torque. My favorite bit? It only comes with a 6-speed manual transmission. That's right, no automatic option. Talk about a car built for enthusiasts. If you don't know how to drive a manual, well, you can't buy a Civic Type R. Unless you're awesome and you decide to buy one and learn how to drive a manual on the new gen Civic Type R, that would be an awesome story. Traditionally, the Type R is released several years after a new generation Civic. However, in order to celebrate the 50th anniversary of the Civic, this new Type R was released a bit early. It also perfectly coincides with the 30th anniversary of the original, the NSX Type R. While the first Civic Type R was released in Japan in 1997, this new generation is only the second Civic Type R to be available in the United States, and Honda is ready to make a serious performance statement. This car isn't just about revised looks and a new interior, it's about going fast with a smile on your face. And not just about going fast, it's about experiencing the car and just having an absolute blast behind the wheel, which the last generation car honestly did a fantastic job of. Recently, the 2023 Civic Type R set the front-wheel drive track record at Japan's Suzuka circuit. That's unbelievable. To demonstrate just how serious Honda is about drivability of the new car, it was strenuously tested and tuned at the Nürburgring, which we all know is about as serious as it can get. The body is more rigid and lighter weight than before to improve high-speed stability and responsiveness. The suspension has been revamped and the already brilliant steering has been tweaked as well. As the car only comes with a manual, Honda also has a rev matching system to make downshifts a breeze for the driver. Rest assured, I'm sure they have a button where you can turn this off if you don't like it. Unlike the bulky tacked-on fender flares in the 5th generation car, the new Type R has beautifully integrated fender flares. The car is lower, it's longer and wider with improved aerodynamics and reduced drag. There's a new side sill behind the front wheels to enhance airflow efficiency, and let's be honest, it's one of the coolest stylistic elements of the car. The flared fenders allow for wider tires strapped to lightweight wheels. To accentuate the aggressive looks, the rear Type R exclusive doors are widened as well. At the back, there's a reshaped rear bumper and rear diffuser. And like the last gen car, we've got a 458 Ferrari-inspired triple exhaust at the rear that honestly looks pretty awesome. And it fits the vibe of this car more so than the last generation. The new wing is also an enormous improvement from the last car. Yes, it's huge, but the short uprights and wing shape look amazing and feel like they belong on the car. The Civic Type R will be available in 5 different colors, with very race-inspired names like Championship White, Rally Red, Boost Blue, Crystal Black Pearl, and Sonic Gray Pearl. The new Type R doesn't have a completely new chassis. Instead, it's an evolution of the last generations. This means the suspension setup is likely to stay with Honda's dual-axis strut front suspension, which mitigates torque steer really, really well. But we're not likely to get any sort of control arm action up front. Unlike the last generation car that used 20-inch wheels, Honda had stepped down to 19s with a larger sidewall and sticky summer tires. They've thankfully gone from 245 section Continentals, which honestly were pretty good for the power level and how good it was at handling, to 265 section Pilot Sport 4Ss, which are much better tires, and that wider diameter should help with frontal grip. The wheel design they've chosen is brilliant, and the all blacked out bits and the large wing leave you wondering, is there anything even to do aftermarket? Obviously, there is. Power mods, lots of power mods and carbon fiber. Oh yeah, and it's got big Brembo brakes to help slow it down. The interior will also have a 9-inch touchscreen infotainment system with wireless Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, and a fully digital instrument cluster, as well as dual-zone climate control. There's a honeycomb mesh grille throughout the dash that houses the climate control vents, and I think looks pretty cool. While we don't have an exact price yet, it's likely to be a bit below $40K. Honestly, the interior looks really premium for the money, as does the level of performance that you get. Moving on to the interior, Honda has really stepped up their game with the Type R. New for the 2023 model year are the Type R's iconic red seats, carpet, trim, and a serialized Type R plate on the dash. Suede upholstery helps keep the driver in place in high G-force turning situations. There's also a new Plus R driving mode meter design, which allows the driver to obtain critical performance-related information instantly. There's even a Honda data logger, which can provide real-time information on the mechanical movements of the vehicle, along with recording lap times and sharing driving videos. The seat design looks incredible, and from the people I've talked to who have actually had a chance to sit in the new car, they are really comfortable as well. I love how they've integrated the Type R logo into the headrest in the same color, so it pops, but not too much. I also really like the thin red pinstriping on the doors and the contrasted red stitching. The last generation car had a lackluster audio system, so they've changed that by adding in a nice Bose speaker system to the Type R. They've also revised the manual transmission a bit. However, even the last generation car had amazing shifter feel. Well guys, there you have it, everything you need to know about the new Civic Type R. Horsepower and pricing will be available later in the year, but the Type R promises to be one hell of a cool car when it comes out. Honestly, a manual transmission, front-wheel drive, I know they call this a hatchback, but it really looks more like a sedan. With killer looks and good performance and a nice new interior, I think this car is going to do extremely well, and I absolutely cannot wait to get behind the wheel of it and test it out in the canyons. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Like always, please browse the channel and subscribe. I look forward to seeing you next video.